Well, folks, the time has finally come. The fabled February Nintendo Direct is indeed a reality, and it's coming very soon, as in tomorrow. Well, depending on when you're watching this video. On February 8th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, which is a bit later than these Directs usually happen, we're getting a full-on Nintendo Direct, not a mini, not a partner presentation. This is a 40-minute presentation talking about upcoming games for the Nintendo Switch. Now, obviously, I like to do some predictions related videos, and this is going to be a predictions video, but I find this one probably to be one of the hardest predictions videos that I have done in a long time, because while there has been stuff that's rumored, I mean, looking at the Direct itself, you have to imagine there's going to be stuff about Tears of the Kingdom there. Obviously, this is the big game heading into 2023. This game comes out in May. We still don't know diddly poo about this game, but how much of Tears of the Kingdom are they really going to show at this event versus something like a dedicated Zelda Direct? You know, something where they could get really in depth with it, you know, like they've done with games like Xenoblade Chronicles and of course Splatoon, where you actually break everything down, because I feel like there's a ton of stuff involved in this game that we haven't even thought about, that we know nothing about. So this game, to me, seems like it needs a little bit more than just to be put into a presentation. I still think it's going to be there. I still think they're going to do a trailer for something, but I don't know how much time is actually going to be, you know, dedicated to that game. The other game that we know about, you know, games like Kirby and Pikmin 4, I guess you could do some Pikmin 4 stuff there. People are Pikmin fans, you know, there are Pikmin fans out there in the world. I'm not one of them, but I mean, you know, good for them. I hope that there are absolutely zero farming simulators in this game. The whole farming sim RPG quirky game. No. You blew your load at the last Nintendo Direct. There were literally 6 games in that genre at that Direct. Nobody wants to see those again. And if you do want to see those again, you know, that's cool, but this is my video. You should make a video talking about how you want to see a bunch of farming sim games. But then we, of course, you know, we have the mystery stuff here. Will we finally see some GameCube related stuff? Not, of course, within a virtual console or anything like that, because, you know, that would be too much of a value for your Nintendo Switch Online account, but more so in the remakes and, you know, stuff like F-Zero, stuff like Metroid Prime that has been heavily rumored to be happening, getting these remastered editions of these GameCube games and being brought over to the Nintendo Switch. I think it's a decent time, you know, to do stuff like that, because if we're going under the assumption that there's not going to be really any huge major games after The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, stuff like Pikmin 4, stuff like a Metroid Prime remake, stuff like an F-Zero remake, that's really fan service at the end of the day. That's not trying to expand your wings and build more people into your ecosystem of Nintendo Switch products. That's more just, you know, keeping the Switch owners that you have, the millions and millions of Switch owners that you have, that's keeping them happy. So to me, that's the kind of stuff I expect to see at this event. Smaller stuff, you know? Could we see another Mario sports game? Probably. Unfortunately, it does seem like there's a Mario baseball game that has been rumored. I'm sorry. I used to love Mario sports games. I used to love them. Like, they were super good. I always would buy them. I always had fun with them. But the Mario sports games on the Switch have just not been what I want them to be. There's too much dragging crap out, holding content back for the sake of just trying to elongate the game. I'm not, you know, Nintendo. I don't run Nintendo. You know, I'm sure there's a business decision behind that, but as a consumer, I don't like that. It does not extend the game for me. And really, the problem with a lot of these sports games is you could probably look past that if the core gameplay was good, but they just feel very flat. You know, they feel like they're lacking any sort of a real fun with these Mario sports games. So, you know, if you get a Mario baseball game, that's cool. Of course, you got to talk about third-party stuff, though, because what are third-party companies doing? You got to realize there's been a lot of third-party games that are starting to come out on systems like the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X, that are not coming to the Switch. And then, of course, you have games that were supposed to come, but seem to just be up in limbo. You know, a game like Marvel's Midnight Suns, obviously not a game that I care about. It's a card game, but that game was supposed to come out on the Switch. It's been delayed until who knows when. Harry Potter or the Hogwarts Legacy game. Don't get mad. Don't put me on a list because I talked about Harry Potter. You know, Hogwarts Legacy. Are we going to see that game there? That game, of course, comes out supposedly in June, you know, several months after this original release. It's like, you have to question what third-party companies are doing, because I feel like a lot of third-party games that are coming to the Switch, they're coming a bit too late. You know, at first it was a novelty. You could get away with it. You know, a game like Doom, you know, when that came out on the Switch in 2017, like that was okay because, you know, or 2018, because that was all right. You know, the Switch was still new. This was a technical, you know, achievement to have the system on there. But as the system has gotten older, other things have come along and just video games have sort of changed. I don't feel like you get that same impact that you did with some other third-party games, you know, Witcher 3 and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, the whole third-party game is, you get into the law of diminishing returns with these games. So, you know, is it worth bringing some of these third-party games over to the Switch? You know, that remains to be seen. And then, of course, you really have the mystery aspect, which I think is something we've been talking about really this whole video, because there is a lot of mystery going into this Nintendo Direct. I feel like this is probably one of the more mysterious ones, just because of the fact that, you know, we already know about 4 games for this year. One of them has already come out with Fire Emblem Engage. You know, you got Pikmin 4, I assume is going to be there. You have The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. I mean, that's a pretty safe bet. And then you have that Kirby game, which I don't know if that's going to get much, if any, shine. I feel like that game's been talked about enough. What else is there? You know, what else does Nintendo have up their sleeve in order to do a full-on Nintendo Direct? Because usually, if Nintendo does not have enough stuff of their own, they'll just do a partner showcase or a Direct Mini. It seems very like a very confident sort of standpoint to go out there and be like, we're doing a full-on Nintendo Direct. This is a 40-minute presentation. And I feel like that mystery is what's exciting about it. Also, why the hell is it at nighttime? Why is it at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific? Usually these happen in the morning. So, I don't know. That's kind of weird too. But I feel like there's a lot of mystery surrounding this. I feel like, you know, with, of course, the investors meeting report and all that sort of business stuff that happened last night, you know, what are we going to see here? How are we setting the tone for the Nintendo Switch in 2023? Because you're telling me, Nintendo is telling us and doing the unthinkable by saying this system is going to sell better in year 6 than it did in year 5. You have to give me a reason why that is, though. And maybe at this presentation, that's going to be the reason why. Maybe Advance Wars will be there too. I don't know. I feel like they've forgotten about that game, and that makes me sad, because I was looking forward to playing Advance Wars, and I just feel like we're never going to play that game for whatever. I think they're just going to pay way forward, be like, Advance Wars? We never said we were making an Advance Wars. What are you talking about? You have memory issues. But those are my thoughts on this upcoming Nintendo Direct. Let me know in the comment section down below what you are expecting from this event, what you expect to see, what you want to see. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. We're well on the way to 500,000 subscribers. Give me your thoughts and feedback. We'll be talking about the Direct tomorrow. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.